rando. This is regular FF1, but it's also rando. Don't worry about it. You'll understand once it gets started.
There is a lot of RNG in this game, so we'll be seeing some of that, I'm sure.
It's very, very random.
Yep. Well, and for those who are suddenly worried about yep, we're going. But for those wondering about the jolt, this was actually scheduled to start about half an hour ago, but because Zelda ran late, we are just now getting started.
Right. So the first thing we did is we bought a hammer, and then we are using that to do an interesting little glitch. So the equipment glitch, it's the foundation of our run. What we're doing with it, real quick, we'll explain the glitch in a moment, but first what we're doing with it is we are changing some hammers into Knight's Armors. We're making 5 sets, 4 to wear, 1 to sell. Knight's Armor is much higher level gear than we're supposed to be able to get at this point in the game, and actually 3 of our 4 characters are not supposed to be able to get it at all. Leno, you want to explain how the equipment glitch works?
The equipment glitch is a rather silly thing, exclusive to the PSP version. Because this game is well programmed, if you swap from one character to another, from a weapon to an armor or an armor to a weapon, the game will just use the ID of whatever you are on and put that on the new character, and bam, you suddenly have new equipment. This is why the hammer turns into the knight's armor, and the knight's armor turns into the hammer.
Which is funny, because you can actually do that from weapon to weapon, and like there are weapons inside Cornelia's shop that can't be equipped on the white mage, and you can actually equip a warrior weapon on the white mage that way.
Yep. So it allows us to create items. It also allows us to equip them on characters not supposed to have them, and on equipment slots where they're not supposed to wear them. We will be using all of those features of the equipment glitch. And in just a moment, we're going to be using it again.
But first, we're going to get past all these little goblins, the little nuisances.
So we're already seeing some of that RNG with just battles are completely random. There's no manipulating them, and some of them can take a lot of time if there's an ambush or if it's a bad encounter or it's an unrunnable group of enemies. So Kib just picked up a leather cap. Leather cap, as everyone knows, can also be changed into a magic rod. In this case, they're called the Judgment Staff. The Judgment Staff is a very late level item. It's actually supposed to be kind of the post-game super dungeon reward from the dungeons exclusive to the later versions of the game. Even though it's a staff, which is the weakest kind of weapon, it is stronger than anything else we can get at this point in the game because it's so high level. And it has another property we're going to see in a little while, but I don't want to spoil that surprise.
I do believe the Judgment Staff is from Hellfire Chasm.
I believe so, yes.
It is actually from Lifespring Grotto. It is dropped in a treasure chest right after you fight a Tomos.
Gotcha.
And Kibetha cursing her way in the SRL chat with the RNG that she's been getting so far.
Yeah. So, ambushes allow every enemy to take an action before you even get to select actions. And then wolves also have a high chance on the second round of going ahead of you, and they're hard to run from. So, 7-wolf ambush is about as bad as you can get at this point in the game. Crrool beat the first boss of the game.
Very handily. There's actually a question in chat, can you not manipulate the encounter RNG like you can in other games? Yes and no. We do not yet know how to manipulate the RNG of the encounters. Once that is figured out, this game is going to be even more broken.
But we do believe it is. There's 2 factors in play determining your RNG, and that is a frame-based RNG and a threat indicator as far as whether or not you're going to get a battle. And those 2 combined are pretty much impossible for a human to manipulate.
And shout outs to Game Boy F9 in the chat, who originally discovered the threat level on the PSP for us.
So, yeah.
I see Kib is going with Banzai strats.
Yeah, in the SRL chat, because of that ambush, she was kind of freaking out, and I was just like, blame Bibu. There is a story behind her names today, but that 4-minute Garland kill is not looking fantastic.
Nope.
Oh god,
but
it hurts.
The RNG is very It's the RNG is very fluid. She will make up that time. I'm not worried about that.
Maybe, just maybe, she has been practicing. Maybe we will see puzzle strats.
For those that don't know, there is a mini game coming up very shortly called 15 Tile Puzzle. You can access it anytime you are on the ship. Most runners do not choose to do it though, because the item you want to get is a 1 in 6 drop, and it costs about 30 to 45 seconds depending on how long the puzzle takes. However, the time save is over 2 minutes. Yep, and yeah, that's true. But the time save is over 2 minutes if you get it.
Okay, you say that, but we had one match where Leo did it, and then right after getting out of Earth Cave, got an ambush that he could not run from and lost all of that time, and was still behind. You say 2 minutes, but this is Final Fantasy 1. Anything can happen.
This is true.
So Crrool is coming up in Provoca here in just a second, if he can get away from these goblins, wolves, and wargwolves.
Oh my.
And Provoca is where we're going to find us some pirates. I mean, Kib is about 90 seconds behind where she wants to be right now. She has had an awful start. Not her fault, though. So Crrool's going to speak to some pirates, who naturally, you talk to pirates, they try to kill you. And anyone remembers this fight, it can be kind of a long slog in other versions of Final Fantasy, but we have the Judgment Staff. What does that let us do? Well, it lets us cast Flare, the most powerful automatic spell in the game, for free.
Question in chat, this one does not have the save loading counter. It probably does, but because saving and loading on this version takes much longer than GBA, it's usually not used. GBA saving and loading is instantaneous. Since you're running PSP, either emulator or hardware, it does take, on average, 3 or 4 seconds longer.
So for those curious about it, by the way, Crrool is running on actual console, Kib is running on emulator. So, just in case anybody was wondering.
Mm-hmm. No, this is not pre-recorded. We are coming to you sort of live.
If this was pre-recorded, Kib would not have submitted this run.
That's no kidding. I think her Garland time was worse than her race versus me. And God, yeah, Crrool's playing this right now. We actually had chats before this race happened. Yeah, we're coming at you with a delay, but we are live.
Yep,
some of us are.
This is just a TV broadcast delay. It's nothing to worry about. We're fine. Everything's fine.
For anyone wondering how we stay live with what's going on the screen, they are actually being streamed to another server that we have access to. We watch that, and then there's a stream of that gets sent to the Speed Gaming channel. That's why there's not a voice delay. So we are actually a little ahead of y'all.
And Kibetha, she's going to go buy her leather shield and then possibly buy her ethers here. And also selling that long sword from Garland. That would have screwed her up a little bit.
Yeah, Kib's route depends very heavily on item locations in the late game. So if she gets extra items, she has to sell them.
So yeah, getting really nice RNG on the water. Never mind.
you just
never mind.
You just had a commentator curse.
So this early part of the game, what we're doing story-wise, is we are trying to get we're kind of stuck in a body of water in the center of the world. We're trying to get out the west side of this body of water. In order to do that, we need to open up a canal. There's a natural land bridge that has to be blown up. In order to do that, we have to get an item called the nitro powder and give it to the dwarves. The nitro powder is locked in a chest behind a door locked by the mystic key. That mystic key is held by the Prince of Elfheim, who's currently in a coma. The only way to wake him from that coma is with an item called the Jolt Tonic, which we can get from the good witch Matoya. Unfortunately, she's blind right now because her crystal eye is missing. It's being held by the dark elf prince Astos. Astos will only reveal himself to us if we bring him the Crown of Elfheim. The Crown of Elfheim is in the Marsh Cave, which we are on the way to visit right now. Say that 3 times fast.
And if this doesn't make sense for any of you, don't worry. It doesn't make sense for us either. That's the reason why we speedrun it. We just skip story.
Even if we weren't speedrunning it, there isn't really much story to skip. It's just do stuff.
Yeah.
This is Adam Malkovich telling Samus Aran, "Hey, you do stuff. Go."
Pretty much. Here, let me mark on your map where you're going. Don't go anywhere else. Oh God, this is Metroid Fusion.
No, don't. PTSD. No.
I mean,
and for those, go ahead.
I mean, it could be worse. This could be, you know, a randomized version of Final Fantasy 1 NES, where anything can be anywhere. Then we won't really know what's going on.
So Crrool has just reached the first spike tile. It's a tile which always has an encounter. It's a known encounter. It's either 2, 3, or 4 Pisco Demons. They can be a little dangerous. We do have very overpowered armor, but we have no defense from magic or critical hits. And Pisco Demons have a very high critical hit rate. And remember the first year of the tournament, the at one time world record holder, Ud Sigma, and that fight actually had 4 critical hits and just completely party wiped right there. Had to start over.
Very ouch there. Kib having a little bit of trouble with some scorpions.
So let's just be honest. What hasn't Kib had trouble with in this race so far?
We're only 11 and a half minutes in. She got the 4-minute Garland. That's some pretty terrible RNG on her way to Provoca.
So, Shin, am I hearing that I need to switch to Crrool's team? That way maybe this race will be evened up?
Yes, you need to start rooting for Crrool, because you are a curse on whoever you root for. That is proven scientific fact.
Yeah, it started when I rooted for you.
3 times.
It's true.
However, whoever loses this match is not out yet, because they will just jump to the losers brackets, and then they can still advance to the grand finals, which will be who the winner of this match advances to.
They are guaranteed at least the bronze medal.
Yep.
And yeah, as I said, there's a very good chance that we will see these 2 racing again. But at this point, all 6 runners left in the tournament are all very good runners. So it's a lot of ways it's up to the game to determine who wins.
Chris, you are being asked to start.
Yeah. Kib actually had an excellent Marsh Cave. Getting a lot of time back there.
And it looks like Crrool lost a little bit of time getting to the Western Keep. He's about to fight Astos now. We've been betrayed!
So Astos on this first...
you guys... I was going to say, if Crrool teaches you guys how to speed game Lufia 2, then he's doing good. If not, then I don't know.
Oh, and Crrool does get Death Cast. Astos can cast Death in the first turn. Fortunately, he casts on the Warrior, which is... okay.
That potion on the dead warrior is great.
Yeah, that was not intentional.
What are you talking about? That was fully intentional.
I mean, cool strats.
I mean, he's waiting for Kib to catch up. Crrool is a gentleman and a scholar. He is waiting for it to be a close race between him and Kib.
So, but because of some grinding we have to do later in the game, we do not want the black mage, the white mage, to die at pretty much at any point in the game. The warrior and thief, we actually need to die at one point. We don't want them to die in this battle, but if they do, it's okay. But the black mage and white mage, we definitely want alive here.
Kib not getting the Mithril Sword drop, so she is okay with that.
Yeah, if you can get a Mithril Sword drop from Astos, it both clutters up your inventory and makes the next equipment glitch menu a little more difficult.
Oh, that's the one that creates ruby armlets, right?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
We had somebody put those on. I can't remember who. Oh god, my memory's bad.
Speaking of memory, that's really one of the harder things to learn about this game. The glitch is pretty easy. The route's pretty easy. The two things that give people trouble are routing in the overworld on the airship. It's easy to get lost. Also, memorizing which encounters are unrunnable. Unlike other games in the series, if you run into an encounter in this game that is just flagged that you can't run from it, there is no text indicator saying you can't run, you just failed to run. And so you don't know if it's just you failed to run or if you're not allowed to. So there is a list of encounters that we all have to learn that you cannot run from. The first time we'll be running into those, if we're unlucky, is going to be in the Cavern of Earth.
Kib gained back a little bit of that time. Oh look, same encounter. It's like we're synced up.
This is a really, really speed game. I can't even call it good or bad. It's just a speed game.
Oh, here's our sea wolves. That big eye only does one thing ever, and that is try and stun you. The Sahagins have a high agility, which makes it difficult to run from them.
So we had a comment that we have a beautiful voice. I'd like to thank y'all for that. Also, I don't think we've actually introduced ourselves yet.
We haven't.
I am Shimbreaker 7.
I am Comrade Lenophis.
No, you're not. I am the Comrade Leno.
Well, no, you're not going to live that joke down.
No, I'm not. There was a race of a certain Mario hack done a little over a week ago where I was Comrade Leno.
I may have started that, and I'm not sorry. I am Chris. Hello.
Speaking of that, we also do need to clarify that there's a race between Kib and Big Daddy Crrool. We decided earlier that Big Daddy Crrool is his new name.
Oh no. What have we done?
We unleashed Kib onto the masses. I do not only do speed gaming. I do a ton of things, but now is not the place for that. Oh god. Why? Why are you doing this shit? So, Crrool opting to use the 8-second flare, sorry, NES version spell name, to get rid of those sea wolves, or Sahagin. So, yeah, a lot quicker than running in some cases. Also, we see Matoya complaining about her eye.
Yep. Now, we probably should explain this. There will be a little bit of a route divergence between these two. I believe Crrool is just strictly Barbarian Sword route runner.
While he's using
Kibetha Yep. And Kibetha is using an updated route where it's less dagger with some Ida strats. What that means is Crrool will not be picking up he did not pick up the Mage's Staff, and he will not be picking up the Black Robe, which will help with encounters later. For the most part.
So Crrool's going to have more damage output against bosses. But Kib will have a better response to unrunnable encounters. If you have perfect luck on encounters, don't get a bunch of bad encounters, I think Barbarian Sword technically would be a little faster. But this 5SE1, you don't get that. So, the Low Dagger strat has become the favored strat for most runners.
You do if you play the no encounters patch.
Yeah,
but that's not in this race.
Yes.
For those curious, the difference between the two routes. Also, anytime that they get unrunnables, that's not like two enemies. Crrool will be losing time. Judgment Staff takes 8 seconds for the flare animation, whereas the items that Kib will be using are like 4 seconds. So,
additionally, Kib's characters will be mages will go faster in the turn order, so she'll be able to set off the spells quicker.
She will also have more of a chance to run from enemies too.
Yes. So there's a lot of reasons the less dagger strat has become the preferred route in the last year, but on a perfect run, Barbarian Sword actually would be the better route.
Question in chat, do you guys play quote-unquote famous games? I just got done with the Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer tournament. I just got done with the Super Metroid multi-category tournament. I have just entered the Link to the Past open, the open tournament that's got 617 or whatever entrants. That's actually 512, but
I also play Link to the Past. I have been learning Super Metroid. I just play a lot of games. Don't worry about it.
Chris wants to grow up to be Lino, apparently.
No, I am the next Caleb Hart 42. Really. I don't have core support. I'm sorry.
Also, shout out to Caleb, who just got sponsored.
Yeah, the dude's great. But yeah, we see Crrool going into Mount Duergar, and we see Kib grabbing the item that Crrool grabbed. Or here in a second, Kib will be grabbing that item. It's called the Nitro Powder, and essentially, if you don't know what Nitro Powder is, we're gonna blow stuff up.
Also called TNT.
It's true. We're gonna blow stuff up, and yeah, this is Pokemon. Just instead of capturing things, we just run from it or kill it. Nothing but a thing. Every game's Pokemon.
Yep. Instead of catching them all, we get caught by them all.
Where's the NES? That's on Lenofus's shelf.
Actually, it's not. My NES is put away right now. My AVS is out for repairs because it broke during my trip.
No.
I know. I was gonna do Kami Mario on the AVS if it was still working, but oh well.
So Crrool has now officially finished that giant fetch quest at the beginning of the game. Hooray!
Woo!
Good thing there's not another fetch quest immediately following this one, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This game has anything besides fetch quests?
It has really 3, I'd say. 3, 4.
What are you talking about? We have to beat bosses. That's a fetch quest in and of its own. We have to light the crystals. I also may be a Dark Souls runner. But yeah, we're lighting bonfires. They're not crystals, they're bonfires. However, whenever we die, we don't respawn at those. Yeah, what that person said. I'm sorry, I could probably pronounce your name. I'm not going to. It's not
Estolia?
You. It's me. Yes, it's not you. It's me. Yeah. Yeah, Shark. There we go.
Shark!
So, here is the first major route divergence. Crrool is buying steel gloves. We will be seeing Kib buy the same steel gloves. Oh, Crrool's going completely outside to change his equipment. Apparently, he does not want the blacksmith to see that he's
cheating him.
Changing
the blacksmith see a secret to making cheap equipment. All right.
I mean, we do it in Cornelia all the time.
We do these things to resell them, and we don't want to just crash the economy. If people know you can just make good stuff out of cheap stuff that easily, you're not going to get the same sales prices. You have to keep these industry secrets.
Crrool actually does the majority of his equipment glitching on the world map, and fun fact, you can get a music glitch byproduct on the world map a good chunk of the time if you do equipment glitch.
Yes, and the music glitch is pretty fun. It will, in addition to making the music go away, occasionally it'll let you speed certain things up. If you get a full music glitch, I've only had it happen to me once where the music just stops for the rest of the game. When you pick up items, you no longer have to wait for the fanfare to finish.
Oh god, I had a music glitch in my match versus. I wonder if it was Crrool or Green Cleric, but I got it in one of them, and oh my god, it made the run so much better. I think audio was on me at the time too, and it was just like, yeah,
What?
you're welcome, guys.
So now we see Crrool is entering the Cavern of Earth. We saw earlier when he was in Elf Town where he bought some gold needles. They will come into play here. This is the first chance where he can get petrified and get a potential game over. So we will see if he also does a safety save on the next floor.
So, Captain Old School says, my biggest disappointment with the Final Fantasy series is they did such a great job with the PSP port, and then you look at the PC versions and they're complete crap. Okay, so I have something to say about this. As somebody who has played this game on every single version, including the Wonder Swan, I hate the mobile port because it's crap. Apparently there's a PC port out that takes the mobile version because Square Enix, so it's crap. The 3DS version, which is only in Japanese, by the way, there is no English patch, but if you run the PSP version on the Japanese version, it has an English language selection. Why, I don't know. No equipment glitch. But better encounter rates. I don't understand Square whatsoever with this game. Oh, hey, look, cockatrices.
Yeah, so cockatrices are the RPG jerkbirds of this run.
And Crrool, when Crrool did a safety save, he did it on a blank card. That actually saves time. If you save over a blank slot, it is faster than saving over a pre-existing slot.
So Crrool coming up with the vampire, really tough boss here. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, hey, look, Kib getting Pisco Demons. Those are unrunnable, by the way. I do believe the first game that tells you that you can run from things is Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah.
So,
Crrool taking out the boss in one hit because that's the Barbarian Sword.
yeah, Batman dies pretty quickly to Barbarian Sword.
He dies pretty quickly in general, but the Barbarian Sword, we should probably touch on this. The Barbarian Sword is a drop from this game's exclusive Super Boss, the hardest version of this game's exclusive Super Boss. It has 125 attack power, which is over double what this game's original strongest weapon of the game is, the Masamune. That has an attack power of, I want to say 60, but I could be wrong on that.
I got you, fam.
It is an extremely broken weapon.
Additionally, it also has a strength boost on it, which makes it essentially triple strength at this point in the game.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so I got you guys stats. The Masamune is found on the air floor of the Chaos Shrine. It provides 56 attack, 50 accuracy, and 40 crit. However, the Barbarian Sword provides 134 attack, 20 accuracy, 18 strength, and 15 stamina.
And it's meant to be kind of a reward for beating the hardest version of the hardest boss of the game. Once you get it normally, you don't need it. But we got it in the opening, 25 minutes of the game. And it makes most bosses seem like a cakewalk until you realize that because of our equipment glitches, we are so low level, we are really, really major glass cannons. We can die very easily. And the biggest threats to us actually aren't bosses. There are a few scary ones. The biggest threat actually are random encounters. Some of those can just decide to end our game, and there's nothing we can do about it. Also, some of the boss.
What are you talking about? We have Lich coming up.
See, I've never had any problems with Lich.
None whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't hold the current record for most deaths to Lich.
You absolutely did not have to reset on him 4 times because of Lich.
My record is twice, by the way.
Lich, both versions of Lich in this game, the first one is coming up, and then the one at the refight in the final dungeon, both can one-shot you.
Yeah, especially if you're on record pace and going really fast and you forget to heal for some reason, and then Lich just decides to use Flare first turn.
Oh, Sigma, I feel so bad for you.
Oh no, it happened to me too.
Sigma, former world record holder, was on pace for it was a really strong time. It was like 127. It was one of the top times at the time. He walked into the Lich refight, forgot to safety save, did not heal. Lich went first, did Flare, wiped him out. GG, end of run.
Right. So you may notice that we collected an item from Vampire, and we're now walking back. We walk back out of the Earth Cave, and we're gonna be going back into it. We actually see those first couple floors 3 times. It's this is the most frustrating backtrack of the game. If we had gotten the emergency exit from the 15 puzzle game, we would be using it here.
So
And that is where that big come into play.
in chat, I just threw Shin under the bus because he already said that he has the record for it. Yeah, Shin has the record for liched wipes.
I'm sorry, Shin. Do you need a hug?
It's okay. I was playing against Kib. That's the only reason it happened.
Poor Shin
Silly
had to
thing.
play against Kib like 3 or 4 times.
Well, twice in group stage, and then one more in the bracket stage.
Yeah. The joke was we were going to meet again at the finals.
So how'd that work out for you, Shin?
Forsyth happened.
You got about another hour before the end, depending on RNG. So you're stuck with us for another hour, unless you decide to change the channel, which I don't recommend. We're really good people.
Yep. But if you don't want to change, stick around, because coming up immediately following this match, we have Crrool. Once again, I forget who his opponent is. So he's going to be going off in Link to the Past randomizer. And his opponent, I'd have to pull up the schedule.
You don't have to. He said it in our Discord somewhere. Solsky.
Oh, Solsky. Okay.
Yeah. So he organized them back to back because he just wants to wipe out like 2 tournaments in the same day. So good guy Crrool just back to back racing.
And I think it's a point of confusion, because I mean, both games you have to worry about where the hammer is. Both games you got to worry about, ice palaces or caverns. Yeah, flute versus loot. It's just too much to get confused.
So, Shin, I have to ask, which chest do you think it's going to be in?
Well, we don't make that guess yet. We have to wait on that.
No, we're just going to do it early.
Okay, well, in that case, Bob's chest.
Oh, okay.
Well, in that case, everyone get your guesses in now. We have 22 chests where the big key can be in Ganon's Tower.
On the next phrase.
Yep.
Yeah, Kib actually made up a lot of time. So this race is going to be closer than it would look like initially.
So, I want to tell chat how much I appreciate you guys for playing along with us.
Oh, tile room. Wow. Why would you wish that on anyone?
Nah, man, nah. It's Key Sanity. It's in Hype Cave. I don't know if that's how that works. I don't play Key Sanity. Don't quote me on things.
I mean, if it was Key Sanity, that would be a thing, but we are not doing Key Sanity.
They don't know yet. Shush. They're doing a Super Metroid-like thing. It's multi-category randomizer. It's random as to what they get. They don't know yet.
So Crrool is just past the vampire room again and is on his way down to the 4th floor of the Cavern of Earth. And on our way to Lich, our favorite boss.
And Kib getting some more ambush bad luck. Ugh. Come on, Kib. Meanwhile, Crrool's getting equally bad luck with more Pisco Demon encounters. Pisco Demons will remain unrunnable all throughout the game.
Unlike the vampires.
Vampires are weird.
Yep.
I mean, not in the game, just as a general statement. Vampires are weird.
Vampires suck.
The puns.
Oh, I wasn't even meaning for that to be a pun. Like, I legitimately don't enjoy vampires in any scenario. The only scenario I enjoy vampires is Castlevania, and that's because you get to kill them. Well, at least Dracula.
Symphony of the Night, best game. Fight me.
I don't know. Super Castlevania 4 is also fun.
What do you think of Symphony of the Night? Because you also play as a vampire.
See, I can't hate Symphony of the Night simply because Alucard is really cool.
All right, so
however,
Crrool is sorry, go back to the actual game. Crrool is coming up to Lich now, so taking a safety save here. And
did I just see Crrool's white mage with 179 HP?
Yeah, he did.
That's crazy. Also, hit point rolls are random game. That's what it does.
Yeah, nobody knows this, but we have a live patch for randomizer, so that's all this game is. We don't even have to apply it; it just happens.
All right, Crrool gets through Lich, no problem at all. I'm okay with that. Not jealous.
It's okay, Shin. And Kibetha made up a ton of time.
Yeah, Kib had a fantastic run through there.
Yeah, she had the hero run through Cavern of Earth. So yeah, this is Final Fantasy 1 in a nutshell. Like, Kib had a really bad Garland, was behind the entire time. Now she's caught up. So yeah,
Lazara then.
Oh no. 1100, not quite. Okay, Kib lives.
Well, she could have got Blizzard there.
Yeah, she could have.
But
yeah. All right, so Crrool is done with a little post fiend cutscene and on his way to Crescent Lake. Notice Crrool kind of aiming at the marsh tiles. Marsh tiles actually have a very low encounter rate, so we aim for those as much as possible. Forest tiles are the devil.
They have the highest encounter rate, and they are everywhere.
What are you talking about? This game has the highest encounter rate. It doesn't matter where you stand, there's an encounter. Unless you're in the airship, then there's no encounter, but you have to park really far away from wherever you want to go. More on that later. Give us like 15 minutes, and then we'll talk about it.
I see Nikki's in chat, perhaps being slightly salty about the knights, which is normal because the barbarian sword can do a little bit random for damage. I don't know what the formula is, but it uses its own damage formula, which is why the spells Temper and Saber do not work on it.
And damage is also just interesting in this game in general. Whenever you do an attack in this game, instead of doing one attack, you have a multiplier. So say like 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits above your character's head. The character that gets the highest number of hits per attack is actually the Thief/Ninja after class upgrades. Because of that, and the fact that we can give him equipment he's usually not allowed to have through the equipment glitch, the Thief actually is our biggest damage dealer in the game. And our Warrior's is there to help us initiate the equipment glitch. That's the only reason we have them. Our mages we have for a few spells, and Crrool is picking up his next major item here, the canoe. He also did an equipment glitch and picked up some black robes. Kib's gonna do a little more menuing in this town because she's gonna be getting some lust daggers.
I promise I'm here on commentary too, guys. Just these two are so much better at it than I am. I'm just here for the color commentary.
I'm not worthy. Oh, Kib didn't buy her ethers in...
No, she buys them here.
Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't do Provoker Shop, because her shopping route that she does here puts her magic items exactly where she wants them in the menu altogether for the late game.
Aha.
So she has to shop a very particular way, sell items at a specific time. But it groups all of her magic items together, which really speeds up item hunting later on in the Chaos Shrine. Kib's very good at this game.
Although, by her own admission, she can't route her way out of a paper bag, I guess? Where did that come from?
That is from mine and her chats. She says that she can't route her way out of a paper bag.
Yeah. So famous. Lots of us use Kib's notes that it was actually Nikki Noel made the route.
It's a very solid route.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, Crrool with 7 Pisco Demons.
So the Cavern of Ice is not so bad. I mean, you only have Pisco Demons, cockatrices, possible white dragons, dark wizards. Lots of undead that can paralyze you.
Winter wolves with their spellcast.
Ice Kikis, Winter Wolves.
You said white dragons? Those don't exist. Those are double dragons, please.
So the Cavern of Ice is most of us. It's our least favorite area of the game as far as danger goes. There's lots of ways to die, and the worst thing you can do, the highest when you're at the highest risk of dying in the Cavern of Ice, is when you're on PB pace.
How long is the average speedrun for this game? Final Fantasy 1 permitting, these runners are both around an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They're really good at the game. Unless Kib is versing me, then it's an hour and 41:59. Much to Shin's dismay.
A little bit. She never got those times against me.
She wasn't looking at chat versus you.
Yes, that is a new hit comedy. Everyone gets some blessed RNG for good encounter luck in the ice cave for both our runners.
Yeah, Crrool, going pretty well for me so far. This is an undead ambush. He likes to save ahead of it. Some people do, some don't. But you can get paralyzed here. Paralysis, if all 4 characters get paralyzed, you can get stun locked. We call it paralocked. And you can lose a whole lot of time to it.
Alright, looks like Crrool is in good shape for his Evil Eye encounter. Probably do one final safety save. Yep.
So
the mages.
So how many turns before Thundara?
I always
Hopefully
guess one.
first.
So the reason we've been keeping, we did mention.
Oh, that's actually really bad.
Yeah. We've been keeping our warrior and thief low hit points the entire game, because we want this Evil Eye to cast Thundara and kill both of them.
That's 2. That's 3. Uh-oh. Okay, 4th turn.
Wow. There we go.
So you were wrong.
I was way wrong.
So we're gonna hang out here until level 18. Sometimes some people do 18 plus 1. We're gonna go back and forth, just leveling our mages. We need them to be level 19 at the end of the next dungeon, so they can learn some spells.
Okay. So you said we're gonna hang out here. You mean the runners are gonna hang out here? We're hanging out here for the rest of the match. Like, we're not gonna be in the ice cavern. We're just watching them do it.
Fair enough.
we don't have to run this. We're blessed.
Yeah, you and I got eliminated from the tournament already.
Yeah, we're blessed. I mean, we don't have to deal with this.
I've been blessed too, because thanks to Port Scythe, I am also now out of the tournament. Rip.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
So you and I both got beat up by Kib a lot, then beat up by Portside a lot. That's what we do.
It's almost like you guys are the same person.
Bad luck. Crrool's Black Mage already has 212 hit points. He is off to
ludicrous.
A great start.
So hit points are random.
I think Wavy Guy 3 times may be Banzai tier. We will see how Banzai responds. But shots were fired in the HP pool department, and we're just waiting to see how that turns out.
So specifically, we're looking at the Thief and Black Mage's hit points throughout the run. If we get good luck, they get good hit point rolls at the end of the game, they'll be set for the final boss. If not, we are going to be picking up some safety items that can allow us to increase our hit point pools for the duration of one battle. but it takes an extra turn in the final battle, and there's always the risk that the boss in the very beginning does some party attacks that wipe out your thief and black mage before you can get them healed up. So, White Dragon, 164 chance on Crrool screen.
Actually, no, on this floor they are not.
So I have to give this shout out real quick. I did the command for Final Fantasy on PSP in the chat. Oh, hey, look, somebody got stoned. So yeah, Final Fantasy 1 crew, definitely good people. If you want to learn the speedrun, highly recommend checking it out. It's not as bad as we make it out to be. Though Crrool may get petrolocked here, so this could be a thing. Opting to use Judgment Staff simply because why risk it? I mean, that I wouldn't. No, I probably would. I'm a terrible runner of this game.
That would have been very handy on the way to the grind fight, though.
Yeah, that would have been really handy, yeah.
So yes,
right, so
this game actually, the run is very easy to learn. My first run ever, I watched a tutorial of it, and I kind of played through the game casually. Then my first run, my first actual run with a timer, I got like a 154. I mean, it's a very easy game to learn. You could do it in a few hours, and this would be an awesome thing. Like if you want to do like one of the 12-hour challenges, this would be a great game to learn because you could probably get 2 runs in on that 12-hour challenge easily, two or 3 runs.
Yeah,
So,
we had somebody that picked up the game, what was it, last week, and he's already got a 142 on the leaderboard. He's like 66th place on the leaderboard. So, I mean, that's pretty good for picking it up like within a week or 2.
Kibetha's mages are only level 17. I hope she realizes this. Huh.
I think she does. I think she's just expecting to get the extra levels in Citadel. I do want to say, though, Banzai's HP is not looking the best.
but Banzai's HP is always the best. That's how Banzai strats work.
So the 12-hour challenge is essentially a challenge speedrunners have where they pick up something completely new and they try to learn it within 12 hours. I do believe that's right.
Yeah, basically you have 12 hours. Doesn't have to be all at once to learn a new game. It's just a way to get yourself to learn a new game because it can be hard to start. So we just do another challenge. Hey, you have 12 hours, learn a game, and it's not 12 all at once, but it's a fun challenge. We do a couple of them a year.
I mean,
sometimes there's a theme. Actually, last year there was one. There was a theme for 12-hour challenge for remakes, and this would have been a great one for that.
Oh, Sandworm!
He came out to play.
Sandworm is a 3 and 64 encounter. If he ambushes you, he can cast Earthquake, which will insta-kill you. That is why Crrool safety save there. We've already had runners of this tournament experience that pain.
Did we mention earlier that random encounters are the danger of the game for the most part?
Maybe once.
A couple of times. So, Kib finally getting her airship. She did say going into this match that she was nervous because she didn't want to face Crrool. She did not want to play this match.
So Crrool's in the Citadel Trials. This starts with a teleporter maze. If you don't know your way to the teleporter maze, it's pretty easy. If there's only one teleporter, take it. If there is more than one, take the bottom one. That's it.
Or just keep going until you figure it out. I mean,
Yeah, that works.
Whatever floats your boat.
Oh, another Sandworm. Okay.
Sandworm hype.
Apparently, I'm a few seconds behind you on the stream. I'm going to refresh my commentary stream here.
Now, this will be good for later if we can get some Warmech hype.
So...
But that's coming up in about 20 minutes.
Realistically, like, we want Tyrannosaur. I don't think we've seen a Tyrannosaur yet in the tournament.
No. We see a Tyrannosaur.
No,
we
have
haven't
not seen
an Earth Elemental, right? Those are the two we're missing?
Earth Elemental on the last floor of Lich and Tyrannosaur. Those are the last two. Since you probably aren't aware, we're actually keeping track of all of the rare encounters we see throughout this tournament from every run.
Who's favored? Well, if we're going by stats, Kib has the better time. However, Crrool is really consistent.
Yeah, Crrool has
very consistent.
Excellent records in the tournaments, but Chaos. I'm going with Chaos.
Yeah. Crrool, winner of the first Total Chaos tournament, where he faced me, and that was a fun one. Last year, he did not make it to the finals. It was Nikki, Noel, and Ben. But Crrool is looking to rebound and make it back to the finals. And if he wins this match, he will do so.
I don't think Crrool really cares too much. Like, he's already gotten the one thing he wanted out of this tournament out of the way, and that was defeating Leo. That was all he cared about. And I didn't even watch that run. I have no clue what happened.
That was a thing. You should have to watch the VOD on that one. That was a thing.
So Crrool picked up his rat tail, item we need to get to Bahamut to get our class upgrades, and fighting the Summer Dragons got the Mega Elixir drop.
That is a nice drop from Crrool.
That is a very good drop, and gonna go ahead and head on back out. Kib, when she gets to that point, is probably going to have to check and see if she's at level 19 yet. You want to be level 19 after that battle. If you're not, you can fight that battle again. It is a spike tile once she gets the Zombie Dragons.
Or if she's really lucky, she can get the 164 Dragon Zombie encounter in here.
I mean, with the encounter rate she's getting, she's on pace for it. Oh, hey, Banzai has 216 HP. Banzai may catch up.
White Mage, 226 HP. Bibu not having a good time.
Blame Bibu. It's a hashtag now. Don't worry about it. So, like I said, there is a story behind those names. I was talking to Kib earlier, and apparently Bibu is the name of the bird that woke her up this morning. So...
So the jerk bird in real life.
And the story behind Banzai, so that same race that we haven't mentioned at all yet, where I got wrecked by Lich 4 times, Kib had a scary encounter with Pisco Demon. She had the entire party paralyzed, and enemies attacking that had a chance of doing insta-kills on every physical attack. That's why we don't like Mind Flayers. But she got Mind Flayer ambushed, and everybody in the first turn except the Black Mage got killed, and then the Black Mage survived like 15 hits without getting killed.
All hail Banzai.
Yeah, all do a chance. And that was Banzai, so the game will give you random names if you ask to. That was her random name. So since then, she keeps naming her Black Mage Banzai, because Banzai does well. Also, Banzai, every time she's used them, has had enough hit points that did not have to buff him at the end of the game. So, I'm a big fan of banning Banzai strats, despite using them myself now. They have not worked for me.
She absolutely did not have a 370 hit point Black Mage against me earlier in the tournament. That did not happen.
Now, Crrool's picking up Haste here for the Black Mage. Haste works a little differently in this game than it does in other Final Fantasy games. This is not an active time battle system, these early Final Fantasies. So what Haste does, we mentioned earlier, that you get a certain number of attacks in every time you do an attack, a certain number of hits. Haste will double that number, so Haste, instead of speeding up, it's more like it doubles your attack power. So we're going to be using that to make our warrior and our ninja hit like trucks.
Crrool very wisely stepping on the lava tiles. Lava tiles will damage you 1 hit point per step, but they do not increase your counter threats, so you will not get into random battles as long as you are walking on the lava tiles.
So I feel bad because I've used this so much now, but because it's Kib, and I know Kib appreciates it. So, Rat's Tail. There's only one of them in game. We never see any rats. However, Rat's Tail is small. Bahamut does not want small Rat's Tail. However, it is a proof of courage. So instead of smashing, class change. So there you guys go. I'm not telling the joke again. I'm not sorry.
So there's a little bit of a rat divergence here. Kib is doing some side questing, some fetch questing that has to be done a little later by Crrool. So the routes kind of separate slightly here, but they're going to converge when they get to the Sunken Shrine.
Is she doing Leno route? Nobody does Leno route.
Nobody does Leno route except for Leno. The ninja is not in the first party spot. It's not Leno route. Crrool is technically in the lead.
Yeah, every time I do commentary on one of Leno's things, I'll be explaining exactly what the other player is about to do, and for Leno's Leno's just gonna go do Leno.
It's true. Nobody knows what Leno does. I don't even think Leno knows what Leno does. Leno just does things.
I just do.
It's worked for you so far. It got you the semifinals the first year.
It's worked for him so far, and then poor Scythe happened.
And some of the things you did that none of us did, we've started doing. Like the grabbing the Mithril Dagger. Like, no one used to do that but you. Now we all do it.
Yeah, and that's only because of RNG mitigation. This game is just loaded with RNG, and I just try and do whatever I can to help deal with some of it. Doesn't always work.
Hey, look, Shin, Oxyale.
Yep. Oxyale is an item that we need. No, it's it allows us to breathe underwater. I like to say, as I'm actually a professional diver, scuba instructor in real life, and I like to say that it's absolutely true that we drink oxygen-infused beer to breathe underwater. It's science. It's how it works.
Yep. Question in chat during the Fight of Chaos, what are the chances that Earthquake can hit? Chris did answer it was 0. However, there's a reason for that. Our runners will be picking up the ribbons, which will protect against the element that Earthquake uses. So Earthquake will never land.
Yeah, we don't mind Earthquake really at all. It's pretty fast animation and doesn't hurt us.
Unlike the rest of what Chaos does. I mean, the worst spell in his arsenal is Curaja.
Now, if we were doing really old route where we didn't pick up ribbons, Earthquake would probably kill you, and that would be bad.
Like, we laugh because Curaja, like, we've seen it, I think, once in this tournament, and the person survived. I can't remember who was doing that race. I think it was Green Cleric.
Yeah, I've survived that once. The biggest threat you run into if Chaos is able to heal himself is running out of magic points with White Mage. And when I did it, I ended up, like, my Black Mage with like 20 hit points left, got a physical in, and defeated Chaos. It was insane.
I think Nikki has some PTSD from Chaos. Sorry, Nikki.
I mean, it is Final Fantasy 1, what member that runs this game doesn't have PTSD about it?
I think it's fair to say that Crrool has had overall the better RNG so far this run.
Mm-hmm.
But Kib's had some really good spurts of really great RNG. That's why the race still has been as close as it has been.
And Kib's route, depending on how the RNG goes for Crrool, might start showing off some of his advantages as we move on to these later sections of the game. We have a lot more unrunnables, and the White Mage able to do some cool magic tricks.
So let's see if Crrool gets the best RNG. Aww, he didn't get blocked by the blue hair guy.
So Kib is picking up her spells now. As Crrool goes into Sunken Shrine. Sunken Shrine has lots of unrunnable encounters. Yeah.
Yep, there are 3 unique unrunnable encounters in this particular dungeon, and at least one of them is available on every floor you're on.
So yeah, Kib
However,
doing her shopping.
Yep, and there is a fetch quest involved, so Crrool and Kib both have to go up first, and there's our first unrunnable, the ghosts.
They're very scary. Oh hey, look! More ghosts! So Crrool is pulling a me and just hacking and slashing his way through everything. Because if you can't beat it down with a sword, then it's not fun.
Alright.
Oh,
So Crrool's having great luck on this floor. That's not true. This floor has no encounters. Picking up the Rosetta Stone, and we're backing up 2 floors using that teleport spell we picked up earlier.
So here's the worst part about this fetch quest, because it's like 2 fetch quests in one. So you go all the way down to this floor to get the Rosetta Stone. You don't have to pick it up, but you can't complete the game without it. However, that's not enough. So not only do you have to beat Kraken, you have to take the Rosetta Stone to Melmond to learn a language to get entrance to the 3rd to last dungeon. However, you can't enter the 2nd to last dungeon without another item, which is in the 3rd to last dungeon. If you're having problems keeping up, I'm having problems saying it. Don't worry about it.
Basically, you got to go into a place, and to get out of that place, you need a thing.
Yeah.
You need a thing to go into the first place. Very
cool.
So it's the thing with the thing. Got it.
Yeah.
There you go. That is RPG speedrunning. Like, if you need to know how to do any RPG speedrunning, you need
Just
a
do
thing
the
with a
thing.
thing, and do that thing, and you'll beat the thing.
So, essentially, this is Final Fantasy 1 abridged.
Now this is where that Black Robe would have come in really handy on Crrool's side, because he can use that to one-shot the Sahagins. Oh, and speaking of Sahagins, there's Kib's side.
You see it in the gauntlets here, actually, is what you use. We're going to see the difference between these two. Judgment Staff going off, same time and everything. That's just like perfect demonstration. That's awesome.
So, yeah, gauntlets are really good. Crrool has them, just he decided to not use them.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't think he has the Lordly Robes on the White Mage yet, and you need the Lordly Robes on at least one slot for the White Mage for the gauntlets to take them out consistently. And he doesn't have the Lust Dagger, which allows the White Mage to go early in the turn order. Otherwise, she is very, very slow, and it's likely for the Sahagins to go first. So just put both of them on Judgment Staff in that situation.
Oh, Crrool messing up a menu. Oh no. Whatever shall he do?
He's got it. But now that we have our final agility boosting piece of equipment, the Survival Vest, it adds 15 points of agility and 15 points of stamina for each one equipped.
Did we ever explain why we're doing agility equipping boosting items?
It makes us go faster.
It does. But thanks to Game Boy F9's research, we actually found out that agility helps your ability to run away from battles. So the higher agility you are, compared to the monster's agility, the more likely you are to run from a battle. Again, thank you for that, Game Boy F9.
So, side note here, because Crrool, we haven't seen it happen yet. If you noticed, Kib just put a piece of armor on the shield slot. The reason we've not been doing this is because the fact that if you kind of put something on it and you get attacked and the shield animation comes up, there's not an animation attached to most of those items, and it locks the game. It's terrible. So, we kind of don't put things there. There are a couple items, namely ribbons, survival vests, and lordly robes, which are the ones that we use, that are able to be used on that slot, and they don't freeze the game. So yeah, there you guys go. A little bit of information for you.
For all you programmers out there, just imagine an array out of bounds, and that's exactly what happens. That is exactly what happens.
Yeah,
It's bad.
So I just want to say Banzai's like 30 HP lower than the waving arm black mage.
Oh, and his ninja. His ninja's at 250. So Crrool's team members are pretty much set to go for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
He's. Oh hey, Game Boy F9 dropping some knowledge in chat. Base Game Boy F9.
So Kib is all but caught up.
Hey,
Wow.
hey. This is a nice time that we got there. Crrool said that in the SRL chat, by the way. Kib said that she got a gold Rosetta Stone, and her exact words are, "What the F is this run?"
Well, that's not quite exact, but yes.
Well,
and Crrool echoing that sentiment.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that word. We are trying to be... But yeah, you guys can just fill in the blank there.
This is a family-friendly stream.
That's what the F stands for, actually. Family friendly.
Yeah.
Kibetha, as noted in chat, is only behind by 8 seconds now. She gained that minute back in this dungeon because she had an excellent dungeon, and maybe partly because of Crrool's strats. Using dungeon stuff.
So I want to say, for the family-friendly portion of the stream, that was brought up, and immediately I'm just sitting here and I'm like, do I want to watch Crrool after this, or do I want to see if Big John is streaming? Because, man, that guy is really family-friendly. He is a very good person. Shout outs to Big John.
Shout outs to Big John.
So, on our way into the Waterfall Shrine, we could have come here earlier if we wanted to, but the survival vests make it easier to run from the many encounters near. The highest encounter rate of any dungeon in the game is tied with the Mirage Tower. Kib having some bat luck there. But there's also a lot of nightmares in here which are difficult to run from unless you have all those survival vests.
So I just want to point out, Solsky's in chat telling Crrool to hurry up because their race is in like 15 minutes.
Solsky, this run should be done in about 22 minutes, give or take.
Yeah, 22.
Oh,
the last
match. That's a green dragon 1 in 64 for Kibetha.
Yep.
Hey, Leno, it sounds like you have some PTSD related to a green dragon fight.
Nothing happened.
Let's just say that poison gas is not a very family-friendly attack. Oh, God. Oh, hey, look. 8 cockatrices and a pyralisk. Too bad it's not an ambush. Man, that's a shame.
So, doing one of our more advanced equipment use here, we picked up a ribbon. We actually want ribbons. What we're actually be doing is glitching the ribbon into a Gigantax, and then using that Gigantax to make more ribbons.
So, yeah.
So Crrool will be putting on all 4 of his characters. Kib's actually only going to put on the warrior and the ninja for the time being. We'll put the others on before the final battle.
So, I do want to state something about that. Ribbon actually goes on the helmet slot. However, no, we have better items for that. So we're just going to use it as a shield. A little ribbon is going to be our shield and protect us against a lot of stuff.
So the ribbon not only does it give us the status immunity that we're used to from other Final Fantasy games, possibly, but it also gives us a large elemental magic buff It does not stack, so only put on one of them, but the final boss has lots of elemental magic attacks. So the ribbons are absolutely paramount.
Oh, hey, look, we're in Melbourne for the last time. And if any of you want to learn how to speak another language, this is the optimal way to do it. So just watch on Crrool screen. He's going to teach Lufenian, and literally it's just arm wave, jump, jump. There you go. You learn a language.
I think it's basically Final Fantasy Pig Latin.
Yes.
You learn it that quickly.
And the robots were in good position for both of our runners, too. Let's see if Dr. Oon is in a good position for Kibetha.
So Crrool is going to be on a walk here that could potentially lose a lot of time. You have a lot of forest walking, and you have a very high chance of running into Minotaur zombies, which are unrunnable. And Kib's Mage's Staff will allow her to defeat them much more quickly than Crrool can.
Yes, that is how Rosetta Stone software works IRL. If it doesn't, give it back to them. They obviously weren't worth your money anyway because they're doing it wrong. So, about 25 minutes ago, I stated something about the airship, and I said I was going to talk about it in 15 minutes. I'm 10 minutes late. I'm sorry. Was too busy talking about other things. But I had said that everywhere that we park the airship is really far away from where we need to go. Have I been wrong?
No, you have not.
The airship in this game is terrible. No encounters, but...
Yep, convenience is just a suggestion.
It's true. To be fair, we could actually take the ship over to the Citadel of Trials and get that early, but... Encounters? It's not faster, sadly. Oh, and Crrool getting good NPC luck. I'm not salty about that whatsoever. Whatsoever.
You can get blocked by 4 different NPCs in that village on your way to talk to that one to get your chime.
I know. It's happened.
If there's ever like a big fire in that village, it's just gonna be a civil engineering disaster.
What are you talking about? Just jump into the lake. Oh wait. If they're anything like our player characters, they can't do that. I'm not suggesting I want that village to burn, but I want that village to burn.
High five for our runners.
Not yet.
So Kib making good use of the Mage's Staff there a minute ago.
And Team Tyro is doing its thing, but we want Tyrannosaur, not just the Allosaurus.
Which the Allosaurus is Tyro in the NES version.
Yep. And T-Rex is the one we're looking for.
It's really weird how the way that they named the creatures in this game. Hey, there we go. Kib not getting NPC blocked either.
So see, Kib's having great RNG.
I hate this village. Anytime I come here, I get blocked by like 2 or 3 NPCs. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
The freaking
here's our vampires again. Now the vampires, vampire encounter in the Earth Cave earlier was unrunnable. That's because it uses a different encounter. That is the one unrunnable encounter of the vampire. Every vampire you see is a random encounter. You can run from that because it's this game.
Except for if it's by itself. You cannot run from it if it's by itself.
Because it's this game. Oh, Blue Dragon rare encounter for Crrool. Okay.
Oh, hey, I think I'm behind now. Hey, Blue Dragon. So I refreshed my stream, and Kib went from being on water to in Mirage Tower. I was pretty far behind, I guess. Cool.
Okay, apparently Kib was already in Mirage Tower. I'm refreshing my screen.
Wait, is that
she got a Blue Dragon also?
Yeah, she got a Blue Dragon also. What is this run?
Wow. Okay. Okay, game. Just give up all our Warmack hype. We don't care. We want Warmack.
So everybody, just start blessing RNG for Warmack.
Bless RNG. Come on, just spam that chat. Get it as hard and as often as you can. See, that's the spike tile blue dragon encounter. Our runners are tied. We are effectively tied.
Kib had a fantastic Mirage Tower there.
Wait, that was another blue dragon.
Oh, she got the second one. Oh my god!
That's another one. That is back-to-back
Wait,
1 in
that's
64
3?
encounters. That is 3 of them from Kib now.
Wow!
What is this game?
I give up. I give up. I'm done. I'm done, guys.
All right, I think we blessed RNG too early.
I do believe that does count as commentator curse. If anyone wants to tell us that we are curse commentators, you can get that commentator curse emote just by subscribing to Speed Gaming.
They're worth it. I recommend it. I say that. I'm not subscribed.
Okay, that is the proper spike tile Blue Dragon wanting 64 encounter for Kib. Shout out to Shinbreaker for that sub. Speed Gaming, thanks you for that, sir. And Crrool got no encounters, no Warmech on his way to Tiamat.
I'm so done with this game.
Commentators' curse is when we say something good is going to happen, and then the exact opposite immediately happens.
Or basically, anytime we say something and then something bad happens related to it.
So, Crrool just said he got gold Tiamat. Congrats.
Yeah, he had a really good...
that was a really good Flying Fortress.
Yeah.
God.
Alright, bless RNG. Warmech hype. Warmech hype. Warmech hype. Come on, Kib. You can do it.
So if Kib gets Warmech, she automatically wins. I'm just saying this. It's a thing.
That's confirmed.
It is confirmed.
Well, I do believe the tournament organizers here in the chat with us. What do you say to that?
I believe Kibetha automatically advances to the finals, bar none. Just stop.
You didn't say anything about Warmech there. I think you just put Kib in the finals.
Kib now saying she hates this game. Yeah, if she would have gotten a Warmech, whoa, ouch, that's a little painful. If she would have gotten a Warmech, yeah, that would have been an awesome sight. But that's because her mages are not wearing ribbons. And on Crrool side, we see a little cloaked figure. She is unimportant to the plot.
Yeah, if you're playing the game for the first time and haven't played the old game, it looks like it's showing you where to go to get to the end of the game. That's where you go to go fight the super dungeon that will, destroy your life.
So I'm not entirely sad. Kib and I are having a little bit of a banter back and forth. It stopped now, but it was great.
Best music ever on Crrool side. Doing a Y safety save. This is one of the de facto safety save points in this run.
Yeah,
Yes.
and if you miss it and don't heal and then get flared by Lich, bad things happen.
Yep.
Also,
Or if
White
you
Dragon's
just
the big
get that
threat here.
thing. Yep.
Okay,
Crrool?
Crrool, seriously, what's up?
Wow, 0 encounter up to Death Eye. That is a great split for Crrool.
Confirm splicing.
Yeah.
It's live. Confirm splicing.
Wow,
Yes.
first 3 floors, not a single encounter. That just opened up an insane lead.
Yeah, that's not okay.
That doesn't happen. That's not supposed to happen. That's happened a couple times, but that's actually not supposed to happen.
Okay, Game Boy saying Crrool now minute 22 ahead. Now like 3 minutes ahead for that. That's stupid. That's
And okay,
finally.
it's not one of the unrunnables on this floor, thankfully, but that is just okay. That's just a second encounter. Wow, he got through all 3 floors, 0 unrunnables. That is insane. Yes, please save. Okay, Crrool, are you okay? Crrool? What's going on? Wow. Okay. He has just passed the gauntlets of the Chaos Shrine. He is now free and clear up until the final boss.
So Crrool has sold his soul to something. That's
To chaos. What
Evidently,
is
he
this?
wasn't done yet.
What even is this? What am I looking at? I don't even know what I'm supposed to be commentating on his side of the screen anymore.
This is the God
Kib
run
is not
on
doing bad on
Crrool's
her
side.
side right now.
Kib is not doing bad in any portion, and Crrool is just getting god tier RNG. What is this? The joke is, still not getting world record today, guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna hurt. His white mage will definitely live. I'm not sure on the other 3. That is painful.
What, oh, my goodness.
Oh.
That's actually one of the few battles where I really think Barbarian Sword pays off. If that does happen, any of your characters should be able to finish it off. That
Loot
survive.
hype.
Yep.
Oh, he had that Mega Elixir. He could have just used that. Maybe he,
Probably saving
maybe
that
he's
for
gonna save that for
Chaos
Chaos.
Shrine. Yeah.
And the quad dragon zombie for Kib. Ouch. Oh, and fire elemental on Crrool.
Crrool's first unrunnable is a fire elemental. Which is not a common one to see. The 364?
It's not. Yeah, it is the 3 and 64 in this one. If it had been the red dragon, though.
Kib will find that one for us.
This one is unrunnable. I hope. Yeah, she knows it. Good.
Yeah.
Oh,
The only-
excellent. That
That's the
that was
only
another
runnable
1 in
zombie
64
dragon.
counter. Yep.
Is that a 164?
That was a 1. That is a 1 in 64 on that floor.
Why is that not on our list?
It's not a notable encounter. I mean, it could be, but that's just not a notable encounter. I suppose we could have added that to the list. Oh, Kib just getting all the unrunnables.
Borrowing them from Crrool.
Ooh, the 6 water elemental fight. Okay, he doesn't have black robes, and yeah.
Yeah,
Does she use? Oh, she's using Judgment Staff. She could have used Mage's Staff and finished him off. They
On
are
the
weak
Earth
to
Elemental?
fire. Yep, they are weak to fire. I wonder if she knows that.
Her notes say to use Judgment Staff on them.
Huh. Well, if you don't have a Mage's Staff, then yeah, you use a Judgment Staff, because they resist every other element, but they're weak to fire.
So Crrool's having a pretty
Why is
average
this-
water floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this encounter looks more normal, just all the unrunnable waters.
Yeah.
Alright, Crrool's ninja is at 301 HP, his black mage is at 258, somebody just gained levels. He might not need to HP boost.
I
wouldn't.
for safety.
I would not. He's over 300 on the ninja.
I would
over
on the
250
black mage. I would on the black mage just in case.
Yeah, black mage will probably need it. For those wondering when Link to the Past randomizer starts, it is immediately following the conclusion of this match. It'll be Crrool and Solsky.
Yeah, so Crrool will be racing again.
We'll try to keep interviews short. Try.
Crrool might just get set up though. We'll see what happens. And now Tiamat, the final refight. Tiamat has the most HP of all the refight fiends. He has 5,500, which is...
This is actually the first fight on Crrool's route that cannot be completed ever in one cycle.
Yep. That's a low damage roll. But it's a 2-round.
Oh man, that would be
we don't
so
want that
sad.
to happen.
That would be so sad.
We don't want that to happen.
Alright, so Crrool will be doing this final menu here. They don't have to do quite as much as Kib's going to have to, because he has barbarian swords and ribs on everybody. So it's a real quick menu for him. Putting the golden staff on the white mage and clothes instead of the lordly robes on the clothes slot.
I didn't actually see him put the golden staff on the white mage. He did, didn't he?
Pretty sure he did.
'Cause that'd be bad if he didn't.
Gold staff will allow
he got the golden. Yep, golden staff is on his white mage.
So, quick description here on the final fight is different than everything else in the game. The first turn, we're going to be seeing. We are going to be using the giant tonic to boost the black mage's hit points. Oh, and the ninjas. He's going extra safe with it.
I would.
Every turn, the white mage is going to be healing the entire party. The black mage, the first 3 turns, is going to be casting haste on the ninja, then the warrior, then himself. From here on out, the ninja and the warrior are going to be attacking every turn, and once he's hasted everybody, the black mage will also be attacking.
Now for Chaos, he's got an interesting AI. He's got a base 50% chance to use a magic spell, and then failing that, he's got a base 50% chance of using a special skill, and then if he fails that, is a physical attack. So physical attacks are extremely rare to see, and right now Crrool's got 2 of them to start the fight.
We like physical attacks as long as they're not critical on the white mage, because they are fast, and magic is the biggest threat. So the Blaze, the beginning of his magic cycle, he can do Blaze, then Tsunami, then Cyclone. Each of them is more damaging and with a longer animation than the last. He also can cast, not Blazara, but it's an ice spell, it doesn't do much. And then there's a Earthquake, which is harmless.
So we're seeing Kib do a different menu here. Instead of having her ribbon on her shield slot, it is on her clothing slot, and she's adding an extra lordly robe, simply because it gives more heals. But
Yep, the lordly robe boosts intelligence, and intelligence actually works in this game. It helps all of your spells. Ouch.
yeah, Crrool said that he did both of his back-to-back simply because of the fact of he wanted to get 2 of them out of the way at once. And Crrool is finished with an SRL time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 52 seconds. That is a PB for him, I do believe. Not by much, but it is a PB still.
That Chaos Shrine was insane.
Oh, God.
That was an insane shrine. So GG to Crrool. He is moving on to the finals, the grand finals. And he'll probably have a 2-week layoff before we get to see who he faces.
Okay, so Crrool wants to know where to go for the voice call.
Oh, yeah,
that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know where to send them. If any of the speed gaming staff is listening, can you help them out with that, please?
I'm just going to try to send him the link myself if I can.
Well, he can probably grab it from the commentators.
He's not the commentators.
Area. Oh.
Yeah, he's not a commentator. He's not going to see that link.
I just sent it to him. So he should be here shortly.
Yeah, so they just changed, for anyone watching, how the commentary works here. So for speed gaming, it's actually a much more streamlined system for them. All right, welcome, Crrool. GG.
Thank you.
Was that a PB?
That was a PB by 15 seconds.
Yeah.
GG.
That Chaos Shrine was making me a little angry, I'll be honest.
Oh, that Chaos Shrine was insane. That was a gold Death Eye. I golded Death Eye, and I golded Death Eye, and that is comparing against the golds from a low encounter run.
So,
Like, legit.
so Crrool, I'm pretty sure you could obviously see it in the SRL chat. I'm quite a bit salty.
Yes, I could.
I don't even know what this run was. I even at one point I was just like, I don't even know what to commentate on. Like, what is going on here? And it was just like, you're splicing. That's obviously what it is. Even though it's live, we can see that you're not. Just
I mean, even then, this is a 19-minute Mystic Key and then a PB.
Yeah,
Like,
that's...
what the heck? How we...
This is Final Fantasy 1.
Your first unrunnable in the Chaos Shrine was a fire elemental.
Oh yeah, in the Chaos. Yeah.
Oh, Kib!
Out of all
Got the Kiraja!
Oh no, that's...
Kib suffering the Kiraja spell.
She also got like 3 blue dragons.
Oh, and there's the haste! Nikki called it! Oh no! Chaos is going all magic route.
Nikki isn't even a commentator and she cursed the run.
Oh, let's see what happens.
Oh my god.
We have to worry about...
There's just a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, you gotta worry about the magic of the white mage here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna soon have to head off because I have my next match like waiting for me at the moment.
Yeah, well,
gaming people are anxious to get started.
All right,
apparently,
Crrool.
Yeah,
go ahead.
We'll get Kib's interview, and then we'll toss it over to whoever's interviewing. If let me know, that way I can shout them out as well. It'd be greatly appreciated.
And GG,
so yeah, thanks for commentating, guys.
Thank you for playing.
Good luck in the finals.
Yes, please go follow the runners. Please go follow my co-commentators. Don't follow me. I'm a terrible person. Or you can. I really don't care. But GG Kib, she has an SRL time of 1:31:19. So she said that she would be right back, but we will see where she's at here in a second if she wants to interview.
Also, if anyone has small children, I recommend you turn them away quickly, because I imagine there will be some exclamations posted very shortly. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Kib is a sweet person.
She is. But
I
imagine there will be. I imagine there will be some salt about this because she had 3 blue dragon encounters. She had the green dragon.
I do want to state, by no means was Kib's run bad. That is a fantastic time.
Yeah, it's a very good time. Crrool just had a ludicrous time.
But holy, what happened here? I had to censor myself multiple times there because yeah, even I have things. I don't know. So yeah, we'll see if Kib wants to interview. If not, then we will.
Then we'll just pass it off to Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting on Kib, let's go ahead and do some shout outs real quick. Want to thank Speed Gaming for all they do for us. And Kib is going to be joining us in here in a second. But I want to thank Speed Gaming for all they do for us, for hosting us, for setting up. It's amazing. All they do for us give us a great platform. I want to thank the viewers for watching, and all the other all the co-commentators here, and of course Kib and Crrool for running. And make sure to go ahead and subscribe to Speed Gaming.
Yes, please. They are fantastic. Kib,
I want to give shoutouts to. Yep. I want to give shoutouts to 1 in 64 encounters. I guess rare encounters are just a suggestion.
Hi guys.
Yeah. Kib's here.
Hi, Kib.
Was that a 3-minute PB that Crrool just got after like 2 years?
No, it's 15 seconds.
It was like
okay.
It was like a 15-second PB.
I was gonna say, could he just not pull that out in a race with me? Maybe.
You were even joking earlier about Crrool had a PB to get into the top time leaderboard for the tournament. It's like, well,
And
He
he
done it.
Massive GG to him, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was a run.
Congratulations on your blue dragons.
3 of them.
Yes.
The first one, I was like, oh, well, that's a lot of dragons. The second one, I was like, I didn't think this happened. Third one, I was like, okay, now FF1, you're taking the piss.
Yeah. Your commentary in the SRL chat. I'm bored of the Blue Dragon sprite, and it's just like, yeah, man, fantastic. I am trying to figure out who's commentating the next one. I want to give them good lead-in because apparently we got good lead-in from Link to the Past that was before us.
Oh, cool. Okay. Have a better race than me. Woo.
Let me see here. Commentating the next race is going to be Blastag and Lavos Cloud, and Jigheart will be tracking that race. I have that schedule up.
Well, shout-outs to them.
Yeah,
What are they playing?
Link to the Past randomizer. I do believe they said it was open. I don't remember what Crrool said it was. That is my bad. But
Good luck, guys. Go and put some bunny heads on and stuff, and chests and things.
Definitely stick around and watch them.
So we're a little over time, so let's go ahead and move on to that. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Y'all have a wonderful day. Follow the channel. Enjoy your Lethal Past.
Bye, everyone.